piece of work. We back at it. Excuse me. Cold piece of work. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about this Rampage Jackson thing. His son Raja Jackson was trying to become a man of his own. His dad told him wanted him to get his own thing, do his own thing, so he goes and tries to be a wrestler. And the video that persists, I'm going to show you clips of it. However, I'm not going to show you the savagery that occurred shortly after, what everybody seems to have being a buzz in the internet, and rightfully so. The Rampage Jackson, Raja Jackson got hit in the head. Now, some people say it was staged. If you're unfamiliar with wrestling, they have this thing called kayfabe. And that is basically a character that you play. And you don't break it. You keep it the same. You stay in character. It's like a TV show. You try not to break character because it takes away from authenticity of the show. You don't want that, right? So Rampage Jackson goes backstage. Now, from what I understand, he was looking around trying to see if he maybe fit in for the crowd. Maybe he was going to be able to get be able to wrestle, blah, 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 right? Irregardless, he got hit in the head by one of the other wrestlers. Now, some people say, it was a part of the act. He was trying to get him to sell it, how to get to sell it. You can decide which rhetoric you believe. It's not it's not here for me to sway you one way or the other, but he did get hit in the head with a can. Now, some people say it was a prop. Some people say it was a real can. It doesn't really matter. He got hit in the head with the can. Was he expecting it? I really don't think he was expecting it because his reaction indicated that he wasn't. But, hey, it is what it is. They had a stare down, and the gentleman and him, it was just a machismo matchup where you just looking at me, it was sizing each other up, and they kind of just got split up. It was whatever, right? Somebody came up to Raja and basically told him he would be able to get his get back in the ring because it was going to be staged, because wrestling is nothing more than a scripted TV show. That's all it is. And with athletes, that's it. And that's fair. I think that's a great description for wrestling. However, Raja was told that he was going to be able to get some get back. And unfortunately, what transpired after was a lot more than get back. It was damn near murder. Let's just be honest with the fact. He picks up the gentleman and he sneaks up behind him. He picks him up. And it's sneaking up behind somebody in wrestling isn't really sneaking up behind them. It's just playing your part. They're like, hey, you enter through this side of the ring. It's a scripted TV show. Okay, let's keep that in mind, folks. But with that said, he enters the ring. He picks the gentleman up. He walks around and he slams the gentleman down. And upon slamming him down, whether intentional or not, it happened. He hits his head on the mat. Whiplash severely. Boom. Instantly out. Cold. That. Gone. Unconscious. Sleepy night. Night, nigga. Bye. That's how it is. Now, with that said, he is out. But because Raja was under the impression that he was going to be able to get his get back, he became enraged. And you can see that. And maybe he entered the ring enraged. And when people enrage, they have a tendency to do this thing called blacking out. And I used to think that was a falsehood. I used to think that people would just make that up. No, it's an actual thing. And due to the job that I do, I understand it more so now. It's an actual thing. That's why these things are called crimes of passion. Because sometimes you can just black out and lose a sense of sensibility, humanity, and judgment, to be frank. But with that said, Raja proceeds to throw 22 unanswered punches to this unconscious man's head, pummeling it. It was disgusting. It was quite a feat of uncontrollable rage. It lacked all humanity whatsoever possible. Short of being molested, I don't see how you can treat another human being in that matter, especially being a dude. Dudes generally, there's honor amongst thieves. But because we live in this new age with a lot of disturbed, emotionally challenged individuals, meaning they have a lot of anger issues, a lot of undiagnosed issues, and because we have a lot of coddling that occurs in this society and we downplay certain things, we don't take them seriously in manners that we should. This was a clear demonstration of uncontrolled rage. This was a clear and utter demonstration of a lack of self-control, and definitely a clear indication of attempted murder. If you're going to hit that man like that, you got to have some self-control. You got to take a step back, stand up, and say, all right, he had enough. And because he couldn't exercise that particular level of responsibility or humanity, He proceeded to pummel this man 22 times. I watched it several times. It's actually quite disgusting. His head's just shaking from one side to the next as the next punch comes. And he's... That's what happens when you get knocked out. You're breathing uncontrollably. And Raja's yelling and he's screaming. And he's just hitting him in fits of rage. It was similar to the Christmas movie. Christmas Carol, or whatever, the Christmas Story, where Ralphie beats up the bully. Now, that was a movie, so it was scripted. This is wrestling. It was also scripted. But what happens when wrestling goes unscripted is the problem. Because now you're just reacting. And most of the time, it's two people reacting from one another. But this time, it was two people, and one person was reacting for the other. Meaning he was just pummeling him over and over to the tune of 22 unanswered punches. They say the gentleman was flatlined or not breathing for almost 6 minutes. Raja was kicked out the building, and because the internet has taught you clowns to tell on yourselves, the first thing you guys do is jump on streams. That's what the internet is doing. That's the Minority Report. And all the youngsters understand that there's going to be bags and stuff attached with that, but anonymity and privacy are not going to be a thing of the future. Because you guys are allowing this thing, because they've tricked you guys into what? Telling on yourselves all the time. Like goodness. It's a problem. And Raja gets on live and he starts saying they keep fucking with me. Why they keep fucking with me? I told you not to fuck. Which just makes the case worse. Because now the evidentiary nature of this particular clip is going to be filed for evidence. And now it looks like he has uncontrollable rage, which does not help your case. Turn yourself in, homie. The whole internet seen what you did, dog. Sometimes as a man, you mess up, and sometimes as a man, you gotta fess up. Own that shit, man. That man didn't deserve that. Despite what you may think, despite how you may feel, despite what you're saying on the internet, the man didn't deserve that, dude. Y'all don't know that dude. I don't care if he was a good person or not. The cat didn't deserve it. Some people are saying, well, he hit him in the head. You don't know what the parameters of that was about. But you also don't go that far. If he got hit in the head with a can, you cannot pull out a razor blade and slice that man's neck off. That's not how that works. It's usually a tit for a tat. But with Raja, unfortunately, the statement became true that Quentin Rampage Jackson said, I got 5 kids, but the first 2, I'm just keeping bail money. They ain't going to college. You got to be careful because the power of life and death is in the tongue. That's what the Bible says. And you speak as though you were. And him saying about his son 2 weeks ago on the stream, and then for his son to have that nightmare come to fruition, I don't think as a parent, any parent will want that on their children. And it's unfortunate that this man and the other man's life will probably change forever because of one incident of uncontrolled rage. One bad decision can change your whole life. One punch can end it all. Something to think about. Cold piece of work.